Good morning, everybody. It's the start of a new week, start of another busy week. I mean, surprise, surprise. It really is just full tilt Manchester United right now. But how are we all doing? I hope you had a cracking weekend. I did. Also enjoyed watching United against Arsenal. 3 games, 3 wins from pre-season so far. United are looking good. But we're here to focus on transfers mainly this morning. We're going to be speaking about Rasmus Hojlund. We're going to be speaking about Harry Kane. But of course, I've got 400 tabs open, which means there's a lot to talk about. We're going to run through the game itself, Arsenal. You can let me know what you think about the key talking points from that. We're going to speak about the Rasmus Hojlund situation and the bid that is expected to go in this week. The Harry Kane situation, which is, well, it's returned. And the latest being reported from multiple newspapers that Daniel Levy has been told he's got to sell Harry Kane this summer if he can't get him to sign a new contract. I'll run through that. We'll speak about Anthony Elanga to Forest, Dean Henderson to Forest. Alex Telles now confirmed he's left, joined Al Nassr. A little bit of update on Fred. Well, man, come on. There's a million things to speak about this morning. Who's down here from the community? Let's see what members are here. Good morning to you, Amy and Natasha, Richard and Linton. Good morning to all of you. Chris, Jason. We've got Tom, Paula, Mike, Jordan, Nino. You think I make these names up? I'm not. This is just members. Saeed. Kieran, you're there as well. Who's on Facebook? We've got Ray Knight. We've got Mustafa, Carl Perkins. 3 games, 4 wins. We beat Arsenal twice on Saturday. I swear on my life, that's one of the worst things I've ever seen. Why in the world would you play a penalty shootout, regardless of what the result is? It's about the most American thing I could ever imagine for sport. Weird, odd. Didn't like it. Didn't actually watch it. I think I watched them like an hour and a half later. No way was I watching those. I was too busy. Let me go here and let's get this show started. It's just the case right now. Like last week was all about the Onana situation. Was it last week was the Leon game. And now this week we've got Wrexham at 3:30 in the morning for British fans. Then we've got Real Madrid on Thursday at 1:30 in the morning, and then on the Monday we've got Dortmund at 2 in the morning, and then in between all of this we've got the Hojlund situation, and then just story on story on story on story. And I suppose the thing I'm happy with is that it's the 24th of July and we're getting all of this done, right? I'm happy about that because normally this last summer it exploded. I had to cancel my holiday to Morocco because all of a sudden we were signing Anthony and Casemiro out of nowhere at the end of the window. Annoying. Who's joined as a member there? Carl, you just joined as a member, and I've seen somebody's Shanks and Bigfoot. What song did they sing? 10 points. Shanks gifting 5 memberships to kickstart the week. What a legend. This whole community's full of them. Absolutely full of them. And by the way, by the end of this week, I should hopefully have announced the sort of the new membership perks, and it'll be the exact same tiers, the exact same price, but I'm just adding more into it. It's my way of saying thank you. Yes, Alex, it was sweet like chocolate. Vic, you got it as well. Big Mavinsky, Tarakul, you got it. One absolute jam that was. Everyone liked a bit of garage back in the day, didn't they? I don't know. Maybe if you went from the UK, I certainly did. But look, this was released this morning, and I'll tell you what, I've seen some like split opinions on it. I like it. I don't know why. It feels kind of like, it's probably because Martinez is wearing it, but I don't know. I think it looks pretty decent. It kind of looks a bit more like fashion rather than just football kit. Might be the color. Sod knows. Kits are kits, right? The affinity to a football kit only comes after the success has come in that kit. But if you'll always remember what happened in a season because you see a kit and it will take you back to the memories of watching that game. That's when you all love kits. Beforehand, you can get it's ridiculous how split an opinion can be on a kit. Like somebody can like hate it, and then somebody can absolutely love it. DP, you're saying my man crush continues, man. When we get Martinez on here for an interview as game set and match, I'll get him on for a podcast. We'll just talk about his dogs. Why not? I'll have a great time. I think you'll have a great time. Tarakul, he's saying he's wearing suit trousers. Don't be saying a bad word against Martinez wherever he wants. I quite like that shirt. I'll be honest. Genuinely do. I didn't think the first time I saw it, I was like, what is that? What is that? And then I look at it now, I'm like, meh, actually, I quite like it. Chris Billington, you saying the grey kit we changed at half time against Southampton, of course, that famous grey kit, and then we still bloody lost, I think. Sean, how you doing, man? Sean and Shax. Sounds like a wrestling tag team. Gifting 5 memberships as well. The gong's coming out twice already in the first 10 minutes of the week. We've got a big week lined up. And can we just all take a moment here to just ponder and think about Pep Guardiola's thoughts at this tough time? United are good trolls, man. I'll give them that. Was it last year? Pep Guardiola said, "It doesn't matter what's going on in the Champions League. I failed." I think he said, "My 3 idols are like Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, and Julia Roberts." And Julia Roberts is the biggest United fan in the world. She was pictured at Old Trafford a couple of years ago with Carrick. She's met up with United on the pre-season tour before. But that photo cracked me up. Just because I know that Pep Guardiola's he's got the notification and he's just flung his phone at the wall. He's absolutely fuming. Look how happy she is. I know she's got a big smile anyway, but she's having the time of her life. Absolutely having the time of her life. There's something I want to do before. Look at that. We're over 5 minutes into the show. I haven't even started talking about the news yet. Ridiculous intros, I know. I did a little, I don't know. I'm not sure I've done it before, but I said for the Arsenal 11 video, I said, if we can reach 5,000 likes, I'll give away a home shirt to a random person that commented. And we hit 5,000 likes. And I said I'd do it on the live stream in the morning. So here we are in the live stream, and I'm just going to do this. I have no idea what's going on. Go down there, go back up a little bit. Let's start there. Okay. Peculiar Pepper. Right. I'm going to like that and say, congratulations. You've won the shirt. Slide into my DMs. Instagram, Twitter. With evidence, it is you. Get that sorted. Oh, Peculiar K Pepper, congratulations to you. If they don't get back to me, I'll give that away on Friday instead. All right. And I might start doing it. And by the way, yeah, there's Matt, you left a comment there about scammers on YouTube. I think that's the only time I've ever commented about a giveaway on YouTube. There's quite a few people who have reached out to me on Telegram saying, Sam, is this you? Is this you? Unless I tell you on here that I'm doing it, it's not me. All right. There are some assholes who have been trying to scam people on Telegram using United People's TV. That really gets on my nerves, man. Really gets on my nerves. But anyway, congratulations to you, Peculiar. Maybe we'll do that more often. I would say is an incredible thank you to the whole community, because the engagement on, I've always said it quite a lot. It's always confused me how many people enjoy and watch the videos, but no one actually likes the video. But since this one, like double the amount of people are liking the video. It's awesome. I think it's just a habit. You just get into watching a video, go, meh, all right, cool. But thank you so much. Let's get into it now, right? Let's have a little 5-minute conversation about the game itself. And then we'll move on to speak about the Hojlund news, then the Harry Kane news, and then all the other transfer news. Because that game there, I didn't expect it to go in that way. I certainly when I saw the starting 11, it was Rice, it was Havertz, it was Odegaard, it was their strongest 11, right? And we play a strong team, but quite a few of our players are still, they've only just come back into training last week. And then can we just have all that? Yeah, there's the man himself, but there's the boy himself. We just talk about this lad. Obviously, before the preseason tour started, he was the one that I wanted to watch. He was the one that I was excited to see what he could do. But I think even the most optimistic of United fan probably couldn't have expected him to be as, I don't know. He just looks so assured. You know how some youngsters come into the spotlight and it kind of looks like it weighs them down a little bit. Like the occasion itself, they get a little bit excited. They do things that they might not normally do. Man, Kobbie Mainoo just looks like he belongs there. And in that game, yeah, it was. That's why I really wanted to watch that game with Kobbie Mainoo, because obviously he's going up against a much better midfield. Rice, Odegaard, Havertz. By the way, Havertz, did you see the MUTV commentator who got pelters? He was just like, nah, hate him. Like he failed at Chelsea. How did he only move to? Like, who is he? What is he? He's certainly not a central midfielder though. That was weird. But Kobbie Mainoo is he's an absolute baller. I mean, let me see what you're saying about him in the comments. Danny, you're saying he's calm on the ball. Dark Light, you're saying Mainoo reminds me of Seedorf. Mainoo reminds me of Mainoo. You know, I say that to everyone when it comes to young U team players. That don't compare them to anyone. Just like Kobbie Mainoo is the first Kobbie Mainoo, and Alejandro Garnacho is the first Alejandro Garnacho. Those comparisons, I don't think they serve youngsters well. My personal opinion, anyway. Gary, you're saying wouldn't bother me getting in another midfielder at this point. I love watching a prospect come through, but I genuinely think from a squad depth perspective, Man United might come up a little bit short. Remember, we're in the Champions League next year. We're in the Premier League. We're in hopefully the FA Cup and the League Cup the whole way as well. You're looking at another 50, 60 game season. If Kobbie Mainoo plays 30 games for Man United next season, that's a fantastic breakthrough season. I know, Gary, I agree with another Gary down there. If you're good enough, you're old enough. Yeah, completely. I just question whether I still would question whether we have enough depth there. But man, what a performance from him. What a performance from him. And look at that for a wicked photo we put out on Instagram yesterday. Only last year, Kobbie Mainoo and Alejandro Garnacho were both lifting the FA Youth Cup. Man United's first FA Youth Cup in 10 years. And I said at the time, like, what a perfect opportunity for these youngsters, because Erik ten Hag is coming in. Like, timing, like the planets aligned, the moon's aligned, wherever it is, don't know, something aligned. It was the right time for Ten Hag to come in with the crop of youngsters that we've got coming through. And I'm going to be staying up, obviously, to watch the Wrexham game and the Real Madrid game. I'm looking forward to the Wrexham game as well, because in there you've got Hannibal who's going to be playing, Dan Gore, who was really impressive in the second half against Lyon. You've got Isaac Hansen, Aaron, all those in midfield. Looking forward to seeing Charlie McNeil up front, probably. See how Johnny Evans is playing at centre back. There's some decent talking points and decent things I want to watch in that game. And then obviously we've got Real Madrid the next day. Rob, you're saying Mainoo definitely looks like he's muscled up. Yeah, physically he looks ready. Like, temperament-wise, attitude-wise, maturity-wise, physically, in terms of talent. I just look at him and I see a Premier League ready midfielder. I'm not saying that he's on that level and he's going to be competing with Rodri, but somebody who is capable of competing at that level at this age. Alex, yes, I am going to be doing my match reaction straight after the Wrexham game at 4 a.m. I'm going to apologize to Susie. I'm going to wake her up. Nice car. Yeah, it's early in the morning, but we go. Bruno Fernandes, Captain Bruno. Really nice guy. I hope you enjoyed. I was going to speak about it later, but I may as well speak about it now. That tab? Come on. Nailed it. That video I did yesterday. Yeah, I nailed that video. Because I saw it during the game, and that concept of Man United being a transition team was exactly how that one. Oh, man. 2 out of 2 on the tabs. If that doesn't deserve a like, I don't know what does. With Bruno, it was Bruno shoots. Sometimes keepers fumble. I wouldn't say Ramsdale should have saved it, yeah. But that goal was brilliant from back to front from Manchester United. Ball over the top from Tom Heaton. Touch and control by Kobbie. Who's there supporting him? Bruno Fernandes, who 3 seconds before was on the edge of his own box. That's transition. I'm so looking forward to seeing Bruno Fernandes captain Manchester United. I think he's going to find another level. I'll be honest. I think Bruno's been levels above, the overwhelming majority of players already and last season. And I still think he's going to go up another notch. I don't think he's reached his ceiling yet. I think there's still a bit more to give for Bruno Fernandes. And I think he will turn in. There'll be sort of maturity of his game, which I hoped would come under Ten Hag, and some of it did, but there were still some questions. The general, you're saying, Sam, your prediction on Man United changing their formation proved to be incorrect. Mount slotted straight into Eriksen's role. Yeah, he did in that game against Arsenal, and that's the first time that's happened. Other than that, it's been exactly what I said it was. United really have used quite a lot of different formations so far. Even if you watched that game, sometimes it was Mason Mount receiving the ball first. Sometimes it was Kobbie Mainoo. Sometimes it was Bruno Fernandes. It was a lot of chopping and changing and interchanging. And you're saying it's hilarious that Mainoo looked more like the 100. I don't know. It's true. Mainoo really did. If you told nobody, one of these players costs 100 mil, one of them was free. Which one? Everyone was going to think that Kobbie Mainoo was that guy. It was a really, really stellar performance. And I have to say, right, this lad here, one sec there. What a strange comment. It's a strange comment, dude. I do not give a toss about being wrong. I've even made videos about myself being wrong. I've called myself out on how wrong I have been on Aaron Wan-Bissaka and other stuff. Man, people just love to try and dig. There's no skeletons in my closet, dude. Like, you can try if you want, but I'm not that guy. You're not going to get much out of me. I suppose you just did, actually, thinking about it. You win. But Jadon Sancho, he just, I don't know how to describe it, really. He just looks a bit like he's gained that first couple of yards. Like that, the acceleration is just a bit quicker than it was before. Just a little bit sharper than it was before, making the split decisions a little bit quicker than before. And that goal was not a goal that Jadon Sancho would have scored, I don't know, in the last 6 months. Ball goes over the top. It's a foot race, and he just flew away. Absolutely flew away. They got nowhere near him. And it was a wonderful finish as well. Obviously, Jadon Sancho operating as the false nine striker at the moment, which won't be happening across the course of the season. Craig, you're saying that he just needs confidence. He's a quality player. Bruno, you're saying he'll come back strong. Man, it's I don't think Manchester United should be selling Jadon Sancho this summer, and I never have. He definitely deserves one more season. And I don't think any of us can sort of put our finger on it anymore, because he had those 3 months off. So obviously something personal, maybe something mental, was going on behind the scenes with Jadon Sancho, and he needed time out of the spotlight, and Ten Hag gave it to him. So you're thinking, all right, he's had that. When he comes back, it's just going to rocket upwards. And then it didn't happen. And you were like, we've had the break now. What else could it be? And he kind of starts speculating and guessing. I don't really know. Really, he had a really impressive last preseason. It was Sancho and Martial, and that didn't really lead to much. Let's see if Sancho can continue and maybe go down a different path this year. Let's find out. But it was a really good goal from him, and I think a pretty decent performance. So it's nice to see that. Nearly as nice as it was to see this. How you seen the fume from Arsenal fans after this game? Well, first of all, they were beating each other up in the stadium, which I didn't really understand. Second of all, they were trying to have a go at, oh, look how dirty United are. I mean, Arsenal were doing like you know what City do? As soon as they lose the ball and they just foul early and they quickly foul you. Professional fouls all over the pitch, constantly, to stop the flow of the opposition. It's a hallmark of a Pep Guardiola team. That's exactly what Arsenal were doing. And all of a sudden, and it wasn't Ahmad who went off. By the way, Ahmad, really hopefully good. Well, not hopefully, really good news, because he went off in crutches. He did not look in a good place. He confirmed yesterday that it's nothing serious. So that might be him ruled out for a week or two. God knows what. But it's not like an Achilles tear. It's not like an ACL. It's not a bad injury. And that in itself is really, really good news for Ahmad. But yeah, I mean, Arsenal fans are... I don't know which set of fans I hate more. I think it's probably Arsenal fans, just because, like, you've got nothing. You got absolutely nothing to brag about. You haven't won the league since like 2003, 4, wherever it was. You haven't won the Champions League ever. Like, how do you have so much energy? Still. Last season, United had a better season than Arsenal. What Arsenal fan in the future is going to go, oh, yeah, do you remember that season where we were top for like 93% of the season and we didn't win anything? Oh, man, that was a good one. Oh, I love that season. Nah, you completely, utterly failed. It was an impressive failure. That's what I would call their season last season. But yeah, I live with an Arsenal fan. And even the day where we beat them 8-2, he still had gas and he still had energy to come at me. And I'm like, dude, you've just lost 8-2. Like, just pipe down in the corner. But Arsenal fans never seem to know how or when to pipe down. I don't know. Anyway, big up Martinez. Bit more of that. Right. Let's go into the main part of the show. I enjoyed that little recap of everything. That's what the Monday shows are always the busiest, the toughest to research, because we've got to get everything in together. By the way, looking at the comments here, it seems like quite a lot of you are in agreement with Arsenal fans. That's why I think so. Right. Let's talk about this, lad, because this is getting exciting. Right, Manchester United, we all agree that the priority was a striker this summer. That's not changed, all right? We need a striker. Rasmus Hojlund is emerging as that target, but also Harry Kane. We're having a conversation about Harry Kane again. Didn't think that, I kind of suspected that we might do, but here we are. I'm going to run through the latest on Rasmus Hojlund. So we've got Mason Mount, done. Andre Onana, his debut's coming against Real Madrid. Remember we had that conversation last week? I guess Real Madrid. Look at that. Sam loves being right. I hate being wrong, don't I? I'm going to add that to the boring things. This is one of those comments that's going to keep repeating in my head. That's quite funny. But yeah, we've got Mason Mount. We've got Andre Onana. And Rasmus Hojlund. Look, Mike's down there. You're saying, Sam, I'd like to see both coming in. And yeah, I'd love to go on a hot date with Julia Roberts, but that's unlikely. I don't think we're going to be signing both. And I'm going to speak about that when I speak about Harry Kane, because I think there's a question mark around that now, because this is what Fabrizio Romano is saying about Rasmus Hojlund, right? I'll go on full screen here so you can see the whole thing. Manchester United are now set to submit their first official bid for Rasmus Hojlund next week. PSG keep speaking to the player side. Man United are set to bid soon. They want to avoid any sort of hijack. United have agreed personal terms as revealed, and he is prioritizing Manchester United. Alfredo Padula, who, as I said, he sort of led with the Onana story the whole way through from the Italian side of things. So I think he's earned his stripes, and I'm going to be considering him a pretty strong source when it comes to the Rasmus Hojlund story this summer, right? And is Julie Roberts 65? No more than that. 55. You just added 10 years. What are you doing? Hell. It's offensive to Julia, that is. Right, anyway. This is what Alfredo is saying about the price of him. He's basically saying that, look, Atalanta are looking at Rasmus Hojlund and the stage that he's at in his career in the same way that Fiorentina did with Dusan Vlahovic when they sold him to Juve, right? And even though he's 2 years older. So they're basically saying, right, how much did Vlahovic go for? Well, it was 70 million plus 10, right? Okay, good. Well, we want the same thing. We want the same thing. They're not going to get that. I was doing my maths. 65 plus 10 works out to roughly, I think, was it 65 million? Let's have a look. So 65 plus 10, that's 75 million euros. In pounds is about, 60, just under 65 mil. I think we had a conversation last week and the poll said you feel around 60 mil was a fair price. So that's not too much different. But how much do you think, right? Maybe we'll do this as the... Did we do this last week? I think we did, actually. I can't remember. You just let me know in the comments. You can fire it in. How much do you think Manchester United's opening bid for Rasmus Hojlund will be? Hey, look, Alex, look, you're saying, look, Vlahovic scored 30 plus goals. Yeah. I'm not saying it's a fair comparison, but that's what the suggestions and the rumors are. That's kind of what Atalanta's mindset is and how much they're going to try and demand for him. Plus, the market has inflated since Vlahovic went, so that's going to add a few on. Things have got more expensive. Inflation, that's going to add a couple more on as well. Let me see what you're saying down here. Right. Walter Waruta, you're saying 60 mil. I think it'll be that much. Ben, you're saying 55 plus 10 in add-ons. Kenneth, you're saying 50 plus 5 in euros in add-ons. 50 mil plus 10, says Ross. Scott, you're saying 55. Anki, you're saying 55 plus 10. Maybe this valuation won't be as different as I thought it was. You know, when we first heard of Atalanta putting 100 mil price tag on Hojlund, and we all just laughed because there was obviously no way is he worth 100 mil. But if they're chasing, this is correct, if they're chasing 70 plus 10, that's 80 million euros overall. It's a lot. What is that in pounds? 70 mil. Ooh. You know, I'm not going to pay that. But maybe we'll pay, I don't know. I've no idea. I'll be completely honest. I've no idea. I expected this Hojlund situation to drag out, but maybe, right? And this is the conversation we've got to have now. What do you do in this situation, right? And let me run through this story, and then we can speak about it as a community, because Ten Hag's main dude this summer was Harry Kane, right? He's the main dude. He was the number one target, circled twice on the target board. But then we were told early in the summer, we're not sending him to a Premier League club. Go, mush. See you later. Mark, you're watching with a young boy or girl, don't know. Nice to see you both. And we felt, okay, well, Harry Kane, we're not going to go after him. Right. Then that's why we got the money for Onana. Now we're seeing lots of reports all at the same time yesterday. There's no smoke without fire. I want to speak to you about Harry Kane for a little bit. Pranav, what are you saying? Sam, what are the other ways to increase our spending budget apart from player sales? If realistically, for Kane, we won't be with the money we have. No, it's all player sales related. That's all United can do in the summer to reduce the overall net spend. And obviously, we've got the credit card of the company. But let me read through the reports, and I want to ask you a question, right? We've got the Telegraph here saying that Daniel Levy has been told to sell Harry Kane this summer unless he signs that new contract. Tottenham chairman Daniel Levy has been told he must sell Kane if he cannot persuade him to sign a new deal. Spurs owner Joe Lewis is understood to have informed Levy he is not prepared to let Kane run down his contract and leave as a free agent next summer. Sources have indicated that if Levy cannot convince him to sign that deal, he would expect the club to sell him rather than forego that huge fee. So all this time and questions and conversations around Daniel Levy this, Daniel Levy that. It's not Daniel Levy at all. It's Joe Lewis, Spurs owner. I don't want to lose that player for free. Get him to sign a contract now or sell him. Done. That's not really Daniel Levy's choice. He is there executing the will of the owner, a bit like, Ed Woodward did with the Glazers. But you've also got The Guardian saying the same thing. You've also got ESPN saying the same thing. And I might do a video on this at lunchtime, but this is the question I want to ask you, right? So Rasmus Hojlund, we know full well he wants to join Manchester United, right? He was a United fan when he was a kid. He's chosen us. We've already agreed personal terms. We're as far down the line as you can go without putting a bid in. I put it that way. Does that now change with this Harry Kane conversation? Do Manchester United turn away from Hojlund and then focus on Kane? Like, there's a comment there from Ricky saying I would take Kane all day. That's obvious. I don't think there's any fan in the world. Maybe there's some, right? Maybe there are some. I don't personally think there's many fans in the world that would choose Hojlund over Kane. Like Kane is the guy. It is the biggest statement signing with Manchester United. If Kane signs, the biggest statement signing since Fergie signed Van Persie, because that when we signed him, we lost the league on goal difference. We went out and signed the best striker in the league. We won the league. End the conversation. It was a massive statement to sign Van Persie, and it worked. If we manage to sign Kane, it's a huge statement signing. Spurs had absolutely no intention. They hated the idea of selling Kane to Man United, but we went out and we got him. We got the best striker that the Premier League has had in the last 10 years, really, overall, consistently. I don't think there's anybody that compares. That's why it would be a statement signing. But I'm going to go down here and say, do you think it's dangerous for Man United to let themselves dream about Harry Kane because we might miss out on Hojlund? Is the question I want you to answer in the comments. Because out of the two, I think it's not a choice. There isn't a choice. It's Harry Kane. I'm interested to know what you say about this. I'm gonna tell you, how you doing, buddy? Sam, were you surprised Henderson being part of the Onana deal wasn't explored? Seemed like a good move for all parties. I know, because he's going Forest, man. He wants to go back to Forest. Forest want him. They've been locked in negotiations for a while now. They tried to sneakily get him on loan, I think. But no, I'm not surprised about that at all. I'm not surprised, but De Gea, I think, turned down a move to Inter as well. God knows what's going on with him. Let me see what you're saying here. David, you're saying Kane's a long saga? Yeah, I think it is. And it's part of the danger of it. That's what I mean. The idea of going after Kane, as much as I like it, it's dangerous. Because we might then miss out on Hojlund, who joins PSG, and then at the last knock-ins, Spurs turn their backs on us and we can't sign Harry Kane, and we're like, crap, not got a striker. Chris, you're saying, no, get Hojlund and then get Kane on the last day of the window. I mean, we are dreaming. We are dreaming. Richard, you're saying we need them both. I don't disagree with that. I've said the whole way that we need two strikers this summer. But that would be my one fear about going after Harry Kane now, is that we could get led up the garden path. Not have Hojlund anymore. He's moved elsewhere. He's disappointed because he wanted to join United, but then we got distracted by Kane, and then all of a sudden we get shafted by Spurs. Saeed, you're saying it might end up like the De Jong saga. I don't think it'll be as I know what you mean. It might end up being as frustrating as that, but I don't know whether this is just smoke and there's nothing going on here, but this is definitely something to watch. You know, when you see, I always say this to you, when you see multiple, was it 10:30 last night? What time was it published? Look, this is when you know everybody's getting their information from the same place. They all had the exact same publishing time, which means it was embargoed until a certain point, which means that their sources, all the same source, said you cannot release this until 10:30. And that's the same. So it must be a strong source there. I think I agree. It feels like the smarter play would be Hojlund now. Like, we've been burned before, man. And United can't afford to miss out on Hojlund and then all of a sudden Kane to go the way that some people would fear that it would. And for us to be left without a striker with 2 weeks left in the window, and Hojlund's already moved, Kane's not joining, Thuram's gone on a free, and then we're scrambling. And all of a sudden we're paying 30 mil too much for Gonzalo Ramos or something like that. Let's find out, all right? Because the Harry Kane situation clearly is not dead. Whether we sign him or not is obviously a different matter altogether. We'll find out. We'll find out. It's going to be a really interesting one. Now, in good news, right? And we'll move on now to speaking about sales. Alex Telles and his move to Al Nassr was confirmed. There was last week, there was kind of fears that it was collapsing. I don't know what the reason was. I think it was like Saudi, the concept or the stories were suggesting that they just gone, nah, and just started looking at other left backs. But he's left. So good luck in Saudi Arabia, Alex. Thank you very much for being Luke Shaw's rocket fuel. Yeah. I think it must be the only player that we've ever signed that we specifically signed to make another player better. It's weird, isn't it? And some news that's just broken now. Let me pull this bad boy up because I just spoke about him earlier, actually. Good news here because, 1 second there. Look at this. Dan Gore has just signed a new contract. Was that? No, he's 18, so that's not his first professional contract. That'll be a new one. Congratulations to Dan. Made a real impact in that second half against Lyon, and I'm looking forward to seeing him at the weekend at 3:30 in the morning on Wednesday against Wrexham. Looking forward to seeing that. Reece Bennett's someone too, apparently. Good. Well, congratulations to both of those. Reece Bennett's injured, isn't he? He was supposed to be on this preseason tour, but I think he got injured, if I'm right. But, everyone's focusing on Kobbie Mainoo, but Dan Gore's 18. A very different type of... he is a little bit different to Kobbie Mainoo. Not as... he's a bit... Not wild is the wrong word, but he's a bit more... I don't know how to describe Dan Gore as a comparison to Kobbie Mainoo, but he's got a bit more dog in him. Maybe that's how you describe it. But he's a good little player. I'm looking forward to watching him against Wrexham. But yeah, some really good news over the weekend, I think so anyway, is confirmation here of a sale that we needed to happen. Now, it's not completely gone through. That's why it's not down in my sales list here. But you can see up there, Anthony Elanga to Nottingham Forest for £15 million. We spoke about this last week, and I said, look, the absolute minimum, I hope that's 15 mil rising to 20. Because for a player of his age, Anthony Elanga's going to be a good player at Nottingham Forest, man. He will be a decent player. He's the sort of player that, certain managers just love players who follow instructions and are able to do exactly what they say. That's what Anthony Elanga is extremely good at, and that's why Ragnick loved him as well, actually. It was Ragnick he came through under, not Solskjaer. Anyway, I think that's a good little signing for Nottingham Forest, and it's a good little sale for Manchester United. We needed that. Add a little bit of this on top of it, and we should be getting the best part of 40 mil here for Elanga and Henderson. And that doesn't take anything away from the quality of our starting 11, the quality of our squad, and we get 40 mil for it. Yes, please. We need that this summer. Desperately. And obviously, there's a lot more to come, right? Ibrahim, you're saying Henderson's going on loan? Nah, he's not. They can try and get him on loan. They aren't getting him on loan. Hence why he's not a Nottingham Forest player now. And there's more players that you can add to that list as well. Fred, the expectation is that Fred will leave Manchester United this summer. Donny van de Beek. No real links with Donny van de Beek. No one's actually probably in for him yet. But a right big comes in. Donny van de Beek's leaving. I think so anyway. Harry Maguire, same thing. West Ham have been linked. They tried to sneak a loan out of it as well, just after getting 105 mil as well. So that is a cheekiest little offer. No chance. But Fred leaving too. What else we got down here? We got any more? No. That's it for now. But on the sale list, you can see down here, all of that, all those exits, all the loans expiring, everything. It's only about 5 mil that we've brought in. 15 mil for Elanga will raise that to 20. Good maths. Henderson, I think we should be getting 25, 30. Call it 25. So that's 45 overall. Then Fred. Then Van der Beek. Then maybe Brandon Williams as well. Then maybe Maguire as well. We should definitely be getting north of 100 million in sales this summer. Charlie Savage, of course, he's left too. And we've got Savage down there. I'll add it after. Thanks very much, Jason. Forgot about him. He's joined Reading. Good luck to you. This summer so far, I think, has gone pretty well for Man United. Got Mount in. Got Onana in before pre-season. We're going to see Onana's debut. Can't wait for that. That's against Real Madrid. Now we've got Elanga going. We should have Henderson going. We should have, hopefully, Fred going. And maybe Van der Beek. And I hope not two Freds. Maguire too. All of those. And maybe Scott McTominay. Everyone's speaking about him down there. I think of Fred and McTominay, clearly. Eric Ten Hag. would prefer to keep McTominay and his sort of, I suppose, versatility he has. He does have good versatility. But we should be doing a lot more sales. So from now on, by the end of the window, we should have sold 4 to 5. Eric Bailly, there's another one there. We should have sold 4 to 5 players. We should hopefully have a striker in, you would imagine it's going to be one of these two, right? I personally think it's going to be. In fact, let me pull this graphic up. How cool is this graphic? Ollie. Little round of applause for Ollie there, our lead designer, because that is an absolute scorcher. Like that one. It's a bit of an easy question, like Harry Kane for 55. No, Rasmus Hojlund 55 mil or Harry Kane for 100. But maybe it's all player sales dependent. Maybe it is. Yeah, and I agree. McTominay's not a CDM. No, he'd never been a CDM. He was shoehorned in there, and he had those 4 games after we lost to Brighton and Brentford where he played. Was it Arsenal, Leicester, Southampton, Liverpool? I think it was. Played quite decent. Yeah, that's about it. Telles. I don't know the price of Telles. There's been completely different prices all banded around. One was 4 million, one was 7 million. No one really knows what it is right now. So until I know exactly what it is, I've got 4 million down on the board there. I don't know whether it is. But yeah, I think I'm going to wrap that one up. I suppose it's quite a short show. No, it's a little bit longer than that. Last couple of minutes of the show, you know what to do. Fire in your questions. For a quick roundup for anybody that has only just joined in, we ran through the Arsenal game. We had a good conversation around that. And then the focus was about Hojlund and Kane. That's the big signing that United got left. It's a striker. So a lot of conversations we're going to have now on this show for the next few weeks are all going to be about strikers until we get one in. Whether that's Hojlund, right? Ta-da. Whether that's Kane. Ta-da. We'll find out. Strikes me that we might, I don't know, there are some red flags still around this Kane situation. Oli, you're saying, what's your take on Mbappe? Are we really getting that? We're not involved in that conversation, are we? Surely nobody in their right mind is involved in that conversation. You're talking like 200 mil. You're talking like goodbye any sort of wage structure you've got. Yeah, he's incredible. But nah. Harry Kane. I genuinely, for what we need, I would genuinely choose Harry Kane over Mbappe. Now, you might say I'm mad for saying that. But in terms of profile, in terms of slotting in exactly what we need, is Harry Kane. Don't know. That's my immediate reaction. I might regret that, but you can let me know what you think. Maybe I can do it as a poll. That might be a good question to ask on socials. We'll find out. Apparently, Mr. Super Chat. Let's read this one out. Did Telles leave for free? No, Ross. I believe he left, well, for somewhere between 4 and 7 mil, but no one really knows. So I don't really know. But look, thank you everyone for tuning in. That was a really enjoyable show to kick off the week. What have we got today? I don't know what my lunchtime video is today. I'll figure it out and I'll do it. Tomorrow we're going to have Real Madrid and a Wrexham 11. Then we've got Wrexham at 3:30 in the morning on Wednesday, and we're going to have a reaction out. And then we're going to, right, it is a busy old week, all right? And I've got to do live shows in the morning. I'm going to be zonked. But thank you all for tuning in. Drop a like on the video if you can. Congratulations one more time to, I've studied it, can't find the name. I'll find it. But I think it was Peculiar someone. Anyway, someone won the shirt for helping us reach 5,000 likes on that video. Big up to everyone. Have a cracking week. Let's get into it.